Hello and welcome to the AVNI Interviews. We're your hosts, Eric Bork and Mikey Taylor. We're the co-founders in AVNI, an intelligence brand for influencers and entrepreneurs. Here on the AVNI Interviews, we interview people who are doing the work they want and the lifestyle they love. Our guest today is the 2015 Call of Duty World Champion. His team, FaZe, won the World Champion.
No, it was Denial at the time.
It was Denial at the
Denial
time.
Denial
At the time.
Now I'm on FaZe. Been there for like 2 years after that.
It was Denial at the time. World Championship 2015. Mike, you're ready to say something.
I know, dude. You're blowing this, dude.
I'm blowing it? No, I'm not. I did blow the net. Hey, I did so much research too, but we're going to talk about the gaming world. What do you got? He's already firing at me. We're like 2 seconds in.
No, it actually sounded really good. And,
Okay,
I was about to say you nailed it, and then the little slip up on.
Honestly, FaZe is cooler. So
FaZe is cooler, anyways. All right.
Yeah.
See, I knew.
The kids will like that more. Don't worry.
Good.
So we're here with Dillon, and welcome, Dillon. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm excited.
We are stoked to have you. So we're going to talk about the world of gaming, and Dillon's going to give us the rundown on him and gaming today. So let's dive right in.
So you're the first. Is it gamer? Do I call you a gamer?
Oh yeah, a gamer. It's kind of like it's so new that no one really has like a specific term yet that's like correct, but it's just like a gamer, anything like that.
Dude, it's
works.
insane, man. I feel like when I first started skating, right, and it was small, and I had a lot of friends outside skateboarding, a lot of friends' parents, right,
Yeah.
and they felt so old and out of touch because they didn't understand any of it, and now I find myself in their position going, I don't know anything about this. I'm going to ask you all the questions that parents asked me that I was like, God, these people. So that's going to be my position here. And I'm going to start with the very first question I was asked is, like, what makes you a professional? Like, where's the point? Is there flow? Is there AM? Is there pro?
Yeah, there's just like people from the top to the bottom or top to the bottom and in different stuff too. Because there's like different games for everything. Like I play Call of Duty, but there's esports is what they call like the actual competition of the video games in on the computer, on the PS4, on the mobile devices like the iPhones and stuff. There's video games everywhere that are played competitively. So it's for us in Call of Duty, it's really just if you are in the Call of Duty Pro League where you play against the other 16 best teams in the world, or if you place top 8 at one of the major open tournaments. That's how you are considered like a professional player.
Okay. And so you only play Call of Duty?
Oh, yeah. I play a few other games here and there for fun, but I'm all Call of Duty.
So you're a pro in playing Call of Duty?
Yeah, I'm playing Call of Duty. If I go to another game, I'll probably just get destroyed by some other people who are like just average at another game. But yeah, Call of Duty is like, that's my craft right there.
So let's say like I don't know, a person comes up to you and goes, hey man, what do you do? What do you say?
I was like, I play Call of Duty professionally. And then at first, it was kind of like a little weird because a lot of people didn't know how to like take it. They're like, or some people even still now kind of think it's like a joke kind of thing. But it's like, no, we actually go to these tournaments, we make money, meet a bunch of people, and like have a bunch of followers and stuff. And then there's some people who are like into it, who have like heard of it and like played like on the websites we've played on to get like competitive matches and seen a few tournaments here and there. And they're like, no way, that's so cool. I used to play back like 4 years ago with my friends. We all used to like, when we were in college, we would just play some game battles and like all these other things. So it's really cool when someone can relate, but if they can't, just like have to kind of teach them about it.
So if they can't relate, I'm imagining the second question is, so you can make money doing this?
Yeah, you can definitely make money. There's a lot of different ways to make money doing it. You can just win money from tournaments. You get salaried by your organization that also flies you out to tournaments, pay for your hotel,
it's like a
pay
sponsorship.
for your travel and food. Yeah, it's kind of like a sponsorship, but they make sure they're taking care of you, and then have like their sponsors kind of help you out as well with just sending you product, whatever it may be. And then also go back to the money part. You can, if you have a following like YouTube, Twitch, other social media stuff, or companies contacting you to do like collaborations with them, promoting their products, whatever it may be. And there's a bunch of ways you can make money doing it.
Okay. I mean, that's interesting. It actually sounds real similar to skating.
Yeah, it's kind of
in skating, right, our kind of steady income or whatever comes through sponsorships. That's kind of the guaranteed money, right? And then anything you win at a contest is, in our eyes, kind of bonus, right? And then like monetizing your social media following would be another avenue that like kind of we do ourselves, right? Is that the similar structure?
Yeah, it's now I would say it is, because like the salary is at a pretty decent price for if you're in the Call of Duty Pro League or just on a top team. But back then, when it wasn't really like an official career, there wasn't really like a backing of like a major company besides like MLG. Like they would run the tournaments, but like they didn't have like Call of Duty and like Activision backing it early on. So now that they started a few years ago, it's gotten more like professional and serious. But back then, it used to be like if you were placing top 4 at tournaments, you could make a living doing it. And if you're placing like 8th, you might make maybe only $5,000 to $10,000 a year because it would just be strictly tournament winnings. Like salary only started in Call of Duty probably in 2015, right around there. And I remember my first salary was actually ended or late 2014, early 2015. It was like I think $500 a month. So it's definitely increased a little bit, but it's crazy to see how now like the salary is like the main like guaranteed money you get, and then the tournament is kind of just like extra. Like if you win first place at like a major open event, you can win $20,000 each, and then it just kind of differs on the tournament and stuff like that. So, but now it's kind of very official to where you're getting you know what you're gonna get throughout the year if you're like on top and you stay with that organization.
Yeah, sure. So for skaters, right? You can't be a pro skateboarder forever, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's no real age requirement on a game. Am I calling you a gamer?
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that lame?
I feel like it because like with YouTubers and like if they vlog, they're a vlogger.
Yeah.
Like if you're a YouTuber, people just call them YouTubers.
Okay, so
like
we're gonna call
skater.
Yeah.
So I think
okay. So
I
we're
think
gonna call
gamer's
you a
fine.
gamer.
I don't know. Maybe one day they'll find out like one very specific word.
Yeah.
That because like
You're okay with being called a gamer though, right?
It gets me a little frustrated. No, I'm just playing. But I don't care. Yeah.
So like in this, like, and I think I already know the answer to this, but since it's so new, is there like how long can you be a pro for? In theory, forever?
I mean, honestly, you can be a pro until you suck.
Okay.
Like if you're 40 and you're killing it, like you're still playing well, people still think you're good, you're doing well for your team, placing high at tournaments and stuff, you can just do it until you're just not good anymore. I mean, there's people in a game called Counter-Strike who are like 29 years old, still playing, still doing well, still doing good for themselves. There's people, I think the oldest professional player in Call of Duty is like 25 at the moment, and so it's like you can who really knows? Because it's just so new. So who knows?
What other games do really well as far as making a living game? Are there any others that do really well?
Yeah, League of Legends is probably the biggest esport or competitive video game that gets played. They are insane. They sell out huge arenas, like hundreds of thousands of fans always watch online daily. At the tournaments, they get millions of views. Just people watching like crazy, and It's crazy to hear about because I guess I don't really know because I'm not like really good friends with any League of Legends players, but they make pretty good money.
Nice.
Pretty good money.
And is there a lot more, or is it mainly those two?
It was like League of Legends and Counter-Strike, I'd probably say are the two biggest at the moment. And there's like this game called Dota, and they have a major every year, and the winning team gets, I think it's for the past like 3, or it's like called the International, and the past 3 years I think it's been like $20 million. And then the company that hosts the tournament pays off all the taxes. Because when we win tournaments, we still have to pay taxes on it. Mm-hmm. For that major tournament, they pay all the taxes before. They pay all that before. So it's like, I think 2 years back, a 16-year-old won like $1.6 million.
Wow.
Wait. They're paying the taxes for you?
Yeah, they paid it like all that money on the tournament. The $20 million was already like, they paid the tax already. Like the company Valve did. So they take care of that, and a 16-year-old won like $1.6 million.
Wow.
And so, but they have that tournament every year, and just the price will keeps going up and up. So there's tons of different esports, and there's just billions of dollars being made and being put in and out of the industry.
Yeah. So Call of Duty looks like it has a really good future.
Yeah, definitely. Just because they really only made it, like the Call of Duty World League has only been around for, I'd say, 2 years. And like there's been improvements from the first year on. So I mean, I'm sure they won't stop. And then Activision Blizzard has another game, Overwatch, who's done like franchising, like city franchising and stuff. So there's like a bunch of different teams doing that. And they started their whole new league where teams like travel to different cities and play. And they actually, I think, are near us in like LA, somewhere close, where they have like, a really nice stadium. And they've been doing pretty well. So if Overwatch does well, I think they might bring it over to Call of Duty maybe just to test it out and see how it does. But hopefully just everything keeps growing, just esports as a whole.
Yeah. Interesting. So, my wife won't let me play video games, right? I have kids, and I'm very, like, obsessive, whatever, so she kind of blocked me on that. But when I was playing, I was playing God, now I can't remember. It was one of the earlier Call of Duties, the one before the
Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare. Modern
Warfare 2?
Modern
Okay.
Warfare 2 is when I basically was like had my little 6-month run. But so what do you do? Like there's always new games coming out, right? So are you like really good at only one game, or do you have to kind of adjust and learn the new game, or how does that work?
With Call of Duty, this is actually the one thing that hurts her Call of Duty competitively, I'd say, because all the other games just kind of stay the same, and the developers will add a few updates here and there every few months or every few weeks. If there's like a problem, they'll fix that issue. But with Call of Duty, it's a new game gets released every year, and then you have to like hope that the people that develop the games care enough to fix issues quickly and stay on top of that and help the competitive side of things alongside with like the public match players and the casual players. So that's the one thing that is hurting Call of Duty, that will hurt it a lot, and is just because it switches every year. So if a fan loves this game that was played for a year, and then another game comes out and they don't really like the one the year after, it's like they might not tune in and watch as much.
But do you have to move on to the next game?
Yeah, you have to move on. It always, like, the competition always switches to the next game.
Got it.
So it's interesting because, like, my team was really good at this one game called Advanced Warfare, and we won like multiple tournaments. We were just like the best team of the game for a time period in that. And the next game we weren't as good. We were placing like 4th, 6th, 8th. So it was kind of just like it switches every year. So some people are better at other games, prefer other games. Some people prefer older games. It always is changing.
Got it. And so you have a team.
Yeah.
It's FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe.
So how do you create a team? How did you get connected with these guys? It sounds like you guys are a pretty rad team.
Yeah, it's kind of just playing online at home and practicing versus the best, and then playing like in other tournaments at home. When this is like a while ago, everyone just kind of knew each other in the community. But when people started going to these tournaments, they started getting more teams, more people watching and spectating. You kind of start, you obviously know all the pros that go consistently because they're usually playing at the top level. So you meet a bunch of people, and then teams get formed. They're teams of 4. So they get formed by just the best people wanting to team with the other best people to try and make the best team and win as many tournaments as possible. So that's how it pretty much, like, a team of 4 gets made, and then they'll contact an organization or a team of 2, like a player and another player will be on a team, and they'll try and release 2 of the other teammates or kick them off and try and pick up 2 other teammates and have them join the organization.
So a team is 4 guys.
Yeah, 4 people. Yeah.
Okay. And so you knew these 4 guys through the network or whatever.
Yeah, you just kind of hear about their names, hear about like plays they've made or what they do at a tournament or anything like that.
So tell me about your actual team. Where, like, what was the first? Was there like a breakout event for you guys? Did you guys kind of form the team and start like kind of the grind of getting noticed, or?
Yeah, it's kind of, teams are weird because like climbing up the ladder, you kind of hop from team to team. Like you'll be like the best player on this team, and then you got into like another team where there's a little bit better players. But if you're the best player on that team, you'll get into like the next level where it's like that pro level of where like you're kind of gonna be on that team for a while because there's only so high you can go for like the skill ceiling of teams. Once you start placing like top 4 consistently, it's like really hard. Like the only team you can join is if there's a team consistently winning everything. But it's just really weird how teams get formed. And right now, I had a new team form probably like 2-3 months ago before the game we're playing now, Call of Duty World War II, released. And we started off pretty slow, but then we went to our first like major tournament and placed 4th, and then we placed 3rd, and then we faltered a little bit and placed 8th. But we've been doing pretty well, and that's only with like 2 months of really like staying together and practicing and stuff. So we're still building that chemistry. And it kind of takes time to just see each other's play styles and get comfortable playing with each other.
So you said this was just formed. Are we talking FaZe right now?
Yeah, FaZe.
So FaZe is new.
Yeah,
last few months.
The current FaZe competitive team. But FaZe has been, like, the actual FaZe organization and FaZe clan has been around for a while.
So you kind of form your
it's kind of,
career is your individual, and then there's teams that you move up through.
Yeah, it's kind of just like any other sports, honestly. Like there's
like basketball.
Like the contracts, and then if a player's beefing with another player on the team, they don't work out well together, they're going to trade someone, and it's just exactly like sports if you think about it like that.
So who makes those calls? Is there like a president of the
I
group
mean,
or an executor or what?
You make
yourself? It's
a free-for-all.
Yeah, it all depends because, like, let's say a certain player is not playing well on a team, then the other 2 or 3 might be like, okay, like this guy might be the problem. We think that if we release this person, pick up this person, it could help us a little bit. And then, but it's different every time because some organizations have like a loyalty to a certain player, so they'll go to them and be like, okay, we want to have you rebuild our team, and they go out and find players. But it's different for every organization. But for the most part, it's like a team vote, or like if you are going to make a change, it's usually pretty obvious about the change you're going to make. But my team, we've been together for like, before this roster change, we were together for like 2 years. and it happened in like the middle of last season, and it was just like so hard because we were just such like a talented team. So it was hard to say what move we wanted to make going forward with like releasing and picking up players, and it was just really tough. But it was just like a mutual agreement to make a change. But it gets tough
I can't
sometimes.
imagine that always ends well.
Definitely not.
Right? You
Definitely
kick somebody
not.
off, and then you see them on a new team at the next competition. And
Exactly. It happens all the time. Like there was just the roster lock before this tournament, MLG New Orleans, where a player left his team.
Hang on, slow down. What's a roster lock?
Oh, it's like a roster lock where you can't make any more changes.
Oh, okay.
You can't make any more changes
Straight
before.
up, just a roster lock. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was like this guy left the team. He joined another team. The other team got a player from the team that they like traded players pretty much, and then the team that got left, and the other team dropped this other player. They picked that guy up, and then they played each other, and the team that got left won. They beat the other team, so it's kind of just like it starts new rivalries and just like new stuff in the scene. So
it's competitive.
Yeah, definitely really competitive. Yeah, you don't wanna lose.
So, how do you like if somebody wants to become a pro gamer? Like, how do you get seen or acknowledged or kind of break out in this space? Or how did you do it? What was your story on getting in?
Yeah, so it's really tough when you're like an amateur kind of looking in, because that's how I kind of saw when I was younger playing. I was like, okay, I'm like in the community, but I'm not like in the community with like the top players, pro level players. This is when I was like 14, 15. So I like kind of looked at it like that, and I'm like, I want to work till I can like be someone in the community that people like watch, follow, and then I also am competing and going to tournaments and stuff like that. So it's really just making a name for yourself at home first, online playing. When you just play like online tournaments, you're playing just online matches against other top like amateur players, semi-professional players, or professional players. Just kind of doing well there, and then they'll start like talking about you. They'll just mention your name a lot. They'll be like, "Oh my God, this guy, my name is Attached." So they'll be like, "Oh my God, this guy Attached is just like such a joke. He's only good online." Or, "Oh my God, this guy Attached is just like some people will give you credit and be like, okay, this guy actually like might be good and might go to like a tournament and do well. Or some people will be like, wow, this guy's just gonna flop. He's gonna suck and not play well when he goes to like the actual tournaments. He's gonna be nervous when people are watching him." So it's really just like getting your name out there by playing well at home, and then once you start meeting teams and players doing that, and you go to a tournament, then you have to play well there. So it's kind of like a process of proving yourself in multiple places, and then it gets interesting because at tournaments, some people do go to the tournaments and actually will get nervous and like not play or perform as well as they do at home when they're like comfortable. And there's some people who like do all right at home but do better and thrive at like the actual tournaments. So it's really interesting to see, but just proving yourself online just to be good, and then obviously at the tournaments where like the important time is to like be good and win money and do good for your team.
And then how did it happen for you?
How it happened for me, like I would just play all day, every day, and try and play as much as I could in any tournament I could get in any match, any scrimmage versus other teams or other players I could get in just to practice. And then I would actually tweet this guy. His name was Sean Abner. He is actually a professional baseball player, and he's the father of this Seth Optic Scump, and he's like one of the top players, really good player in the community, huge following as well. And his dad, like I would tweet his dad like, "I'm a free agent looking for a team of 3," and his dad like retweets other like amateurs tweets in the community that are like looking for a scrimmage, looking for a team, looking for a few players here and there. So his dad like kind of helped the community out a little bit. And it's funny like look back on like I was started doing that just to kind of like find players, or like posting on forums online to find players, and now it's like I reached like a really high level of pro status to where people will be like, "Oh, I remember playing with you for a little bit back in like Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 1 when you were looking for a team," and now I'm like one of the top professional players. So it's kind of just like doing whatever you can just to climb the ranks, playing with whoever you can, giving everyone a chance, and not burning any bridges while you're like on the climb up to being a top player.
And you mentioned a trip to Sacramento. Was that when you were am or pro? Were you already pro at that point?
No, that's when I was an amateur, and I remember it was in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And I actually went to that tournament with this player named Parasite. He won. Before that, we didn't know, but a few months after we went to that tournament, he won the Call of Duty World Championship in 2014 for Black Ops 2. So he was like kind of really blew up after that because he obviously won the biggest tournament of the year. But it was like me, Parasite, Mers, and wait, who else did we go with? I think Caused? I don't even know. But my mom drove us 8 hours to this tournament in Sacramento, so my mom's a real one. I'm sure if you are in the Call of Duty community or gaming community and like really follow it or follow me, You've heard about her Twitter and stuff. She loves just like tweeting everyone and
Mom
being on
Attach.
social media. Yep.
So
Mom
your
Attach.
handle's at Attach. We have Mom Attach, and your dog has a handle too.
Yeah, my dog has a Twitter, Molly Attach. My aunt has a Twitter, Ann Attach.
Where did Attach come from?
I got my name from this game called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 when I was just looking through like the weapon, like the red dots, the silencers, the FMJ, and I saw this thing that said no attachment, and I was like, my 12-year-old self, 12, 13-year-old self was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so I made my name No Attachment. I had that for like the longest time, and I was like, when I go pro, I can't have my name No Attachment. That's like too long of a name. Like it won't fit on a jersey. If it won't say like FaZe No Attachment, which wouldn't make sense. So I just shortened it to just Attach, and I just thought that was the coolest I could get out of No Attachment, and so I just kept it attached ever since. And then
It's a good name. 5 letters.
it works out. That's honestly one of the hardest things. Finding a name and like an alias for you online is like actually one of the hardest things ever, because I spent hundreds of thousands of my parents' money trying to do it when I was younger.
Is dad attached or?
Kind of, not really.
We'll
He doesn't have a
We'll get
Twitter.
him there.
Yeah, he's not really too much into social media. He kind of
we'll
like
get him there.
he kind of just lurks and oversees what's happening.
Nice.
So, dude, that had to have been a pretty big change for you to go to Sacramento. Is Sacramento where you officially became pro?
No, that was kind of just like a local tournament where I played against some other people that were in the like California scene of playing Call of Duty, and we played like the other best team early of that tournament, and we lost like early on, and so we were eliminated, and it was just kind of like a really tough loss because obviously you drive 8 hours and then drive back 8 hours, and it was just like such a tough one. But I mean, that's just kind of like the process.
You have to pay your dues going through this stuff.
Yeah, it's not like
you
not
drove
just like
8 hours, lost, and that was a tough one then.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you really just got to do whatever you can and just meet new people, go to these tournaments, and just do whatever you can to get your name out there and start building a rep for yourself as a player.
So what was the tournament where you officially turned pro?
The tournament I turned pro was UMG Philadelphia, and it was my birthday that Sunday. So I turned 17 at that tournament. It was in Call of Duty Ghost in 2014, and I placed top 8. My team was me, Slasher, Miyagi, and Strife on Team Elevate, and we played against Optic Gaming, and we beat them and placed top 8. Unfortunately, we lost after that, but
finished
we
top
placed
8.
8. So we placed 8.
So it got you to the pro
turned
rank.
pro.
Yeah. So
Out of how many? Top 8 out of how many?
I'd say there's probably like 70 to 80 teams at that one, because
Okay.
that one, the UMGs were held in like small hotel like ballrooms and stuff like that. So there wasn't like hundreds and hundreds of teams like there is nowadays.
But within the community, you place top 8. Everybody knows you turn pro.
Yeah, so everyone kind of like sees you as a pro, but you don't really get the respect you deserve yet, because you only placed top 8 once. So it's like, how good is this player? Or is this team actually? Now
Then
that
you
they
get a
placed top 8
shot.
once. So now it's like.
So not too much change from when you
Yeah.
turned pro. You didn't come home and it was just like,
It was
what?
like, yeah.
It was a gradual process.
It's kind of like you place there, you place your pro status, and then now all the eyes on you. Like, okay, like now we can start giving you some attention and see what you can actually do. Now that you're gonna have to, because once you place good once, you have to keep doing it. You can't place 8 and then go to the next tournament and place top 32, because then everyone's gonna be like, okay, never mind, this team or this player just sucks.
So when did this your life start changing into people recognizing you? And I mean that's a major change, right? It takes a while to get used to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you mentioned in the pre-interview going from 300 Instagram to 600 Instagram followers, and it was a win. You're at almost 200,000 now. So what was like the big moment?
With growing my Instagram, when I was like, I kind of started that late in 2015 when I was like on Denial, just traveling to other tournaments, posting some photos of like tournaments I would travel to, and then also when I joined FaZe, because FaZe obviously has like hundreds of thousands or millions of followers on social media, so they also are like helping with that. People love watching like people in FaZe and seeing what they're doing and active too, but when I would grow my Twitter, because Twitter's like the main thing where Call of Duty is on, which is like really weird that the Call of Duty community is just like mainly on Twitter. And I won like a tournament when I was like an amateur. I had like 300 followers, and then we beat some other pro teams, because I was playing with some people who were like semi-professional at the time, and I was like on their team, and we won the online tournament. So I gained like 300 to 400 followers that night, which was like insane to me, because I had like 300 followers total. So I like doubled that over one night, and then that's kind of where like the growth started.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just kept on grinding, playing, competing, and then obviously I've gained a couple more thousand followers since then.
Sorry, back to Mikey's question though. What was like the big moment for you?
The big moment I would say was at this tournament in X Games, when it was, I think, in 2014 in Call of Duty Ghosts. We went to X Games, and it was kind of weird because we had like
X Games, like our X Games?
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, we were at the X Games
was one of the
in
events.
Austin,
Yeah, that's
Texas.
crazy, huh?
I didn't know that.
In Austin, Texas. So it kind of felt weird because it was just a bunch of gamers like walking around. Then you see like some people, like skateboarders, people riding dirt bikes,
Yeah.
BMX, and other stuff like that. So it was just a weird, cool experience though. And I was just young, so it was just like cool going to like the lounges where everyone just like chills and hangs out, get free food
Yeah,
and
those lounges
drinks
are fun, man.
and all that stuff. But at that tournament, I'd already been pro for a little bit of time, but I never really had like that breakout event or tournament yet. And I played against FaZe at the X Games, and I went like completely off in the match. Like I like destroyed them. And then I played like a few other teams, and I played really well there too. And then other people, or like other professional players, were like, okay, this kid can actually play. Like he's actually pretty good. And then I started getting like more chances to join like other teams, and then kind of build from there. And but that was really my event of where people were like, I got respect from like the actual pro players in the community.
And do you like actively focus on building your followings on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, or is it kind of one of those things where you have so much presence in the community that kind of all of that just happens with it?
I feel like that it's a mixture of both. Like I definitely
Like, can you be a pro gamer and have like 1,000 Instagram followers, or do most pro gamers have a significant amount?
most pro gamers have a really significant amount on like Twitter, mostly because that's where everyone all started. So I would say that like just being in the community and people watching you play at tournaments and stuff, you'll gain a few followers here and there. But if you really take the time out of your day to just reply to people, maybe upload a few videos, do a few Twitch streams, or just interact on any social media, you'll also gain some more followers, and then maybe even some more, like you'll have a fan, but if you talk to them or like do something for them, they'll be more loyal to you and stuff. So you can keep growing your fan base too, while gaining more followers from people seeing you at tournaments. It's just like it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
And let's go into social media in a minute, but tell us about the 2015 World Championship. Tell us about that.
Well, I was in high school at the time. I was a senior in high school at the time when I was teaming with Clayster, Replays, and JCap under Denial Esports. And we were kind of a team thrown together from like some scraps, because like me and Replays were teaming before, and the two people we were teaming with left us to go team with another team. So we got Clayster and JCap from that team. They were like, okay, we'll just do a trade. And they traded both players, and we were kind of like the scraps, just like thrown together. And then we played against Optic in this online like match, and we were down 2-0.
And where is this?
Oh, this is just at home. This is at home. We're playing like an online league match. Okay. So like, it was our first time playing together. And going into this team, we were like, okay, like we really aren't gonna do anything. Like we'll be all right. Like we really just didn't know. Then we played that match, and we actually did pretty well after we lost the first two maps, won two more out of that, or after that, and then lost the last map. And we're like, okay, like we actually have some potential. Like we weren't that bad going into that. We just didn't get slaughtered. And then we went to our first tournament. We placed second. Went to another tournament, placed second. And that was the qualifiers for the Call of Duty Championships. And then we went to the Call of Duty Championships and won it. So the scrap team that kind of got thrown together last minute ended up taking like the big tournament of the year. So it was just kind of crazy how things worked out.
You guys were the underdogs.
Yeah,
and you took the world championship.
The heavy
That's
underdogs going into that.
And I saw your dad show me a video of you coming back to school, and there was like a whole. What do they even call it? Assemblies? I don't know.
It was like a rally.
Welcome home. Or?
It was like a rally kind of thing, because before I left the tournament, actually, we had like a rally day. And then this was before like only like my friends kind of knew, and a few other people knew I was pro, because I would start traveling to tournaments when I was like a junior in high school. And so I'd go here, and then my friends would like ask me about it. Because at first I was really low key about it until like I was a professional player, and then people started like finding out. But in senior year, everyone kind of knew, and then my friends started this chant, which is like denial. And they said that before. And then later in the year, after we won the tournament, won a few other tournaments, there was another rally, and they started chanting something else.
You must have missed a lot of school.
Oh yeah, I definitely missed a lot of school.
How many days? Sorry, go ahead.
Did you graduate
Yeah, I graduated high school.
the real way or GED?
Nah, the real way.
Okay.
The real way. Even though I missed like 60, 70 days my senior year just because I was traveling so much to these tournaments. I think we had like 15 tournaments that year, and I would leave from Thursday. So I missed Thursday, Friday, and then I would get back Monday. So I'd always miss Thursday, Friday, Monday. Besides this one trip where we had a tournament in London and France, back-to-back weekends. So I missed 2 whole weeks of school, just straight up missed 2 whole weeks. And so I missed a ton of days, but luckily my school, my teachers were kind of supportive of it. They kind of helped me out when I was traveling and stuff with work, and they would make it easy
massive,
on me.
dude.
Yeah.
Because my senior year is when everything kind of started happening for skating, and I started traveling a lot then, and I I mean, my school was trying to have me not graduate.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they were like a.
Yeah, didn't you get called in the office?
Oh yeah, after I won that big tournament, we had like right after we won the tournament, it was like a spring break, so we had a week off, and then I went back to school, and then like one of the first few days I went back, I got called into the office, and I was like, oh man, they're about to tell me like.
What happened to you? They thought
Yeah.
he thought he was like you. They were trying to kick him out.
No,
of school
they called
for
me in and they were like, "You're not graduating."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What? Why?" And I was actually really good at school. I had good grades. I just I was gone so much skating that I wasn't there enough days to be able to qualify to graduate.
Yeah.
And so they were just like, "You're not doing it."
Yeah, that's the worst. And that's what I was expecting. I was just like, oh, they're going to tell me that I have to stop leaving school. And then I'm thinking at this point, oh, I'm going to need to get homeschooled and then so I could travel to these tournaments and still play. But I go into the principal's office and they had like a poster from this tournament that I just competed at and won. And they're like, oh, hey, like congratulations on the tournament you won. Could you sign this for us? And I just signed it and then we just talked for a little bit.
Amazing.
And I just went back to class. And I was like, oh, okay, we good.
There was no one at my school asking for autographs at that time.
Yeah.
But then again, like skating was like we're at the point now where people know that this can be a career.
No,
right?
yeah.
Skating, no one thought it was a career back then. So it's a little
crazy.
different attitude.
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
know. It's
how,
a new
like,
time, man.
How like new stuff comes up like back like then for you guys it was like skating. For now it's like vlogging and then professional gaming and then in 10 years who knows what else is going to be. But it's just crazy the times.
So let's talk about your social media. Do you have a team that does it for you? Do you do it yourself? How do you do your social media? Because you have some pretty good looking quality videos and photos and it looks good.
Yeah, I sort of have like thank you, but I sort of have like an unofficial team that like will help me take pictures or just some of my close friends will help me take pictures, help me do videos and stuff. Shout out to Chris and Cody. But at events too, they have like the photographers from MLG. Your organization will sometimes send a photographer out or a videographer out to record stuff, and then you could get some of their pictures and videos and clips and use them on your social medias.
So your people are helping you with basically creating the content at times.
Yeah.
But as far as managing the accounts,
like do you post?
responding, is that all you?
That's on me. Yeah, but we'll have like one person will just tell us like, okay, you need to tweet this for the sponsors, and that's it. That's the most like management we get. But other than that, it's just all kind of me or other players on their account, and you could tell that it's the person running the account. That's like the actual person because of some of their tweets and replies. Sometimes it gets pretty wild and reckless. But yeah, for the most part, it's just all me running my account, just replying to people and doing whatever I got to do on there.
Do you have any strategies for people who are trying to build their audience that you would recommend or any tactics?
With social media, it's tricky, but I would definitely say just if you're already in your own thing, like my thing is Call of Duty, like competitive Call of Duty gaming. And so people will follow me because of that. And then I'll like, if people ask for some advice, I'll give it some advice to like make me be more valuable in their eyes. Because if they ever need some advice again for Call of Duty, they'll come back to me, or they'll still be following me the whole time and maybe be like, okay, whenever Attach posts a picture or a video, I'll watch it or I'll like it or I'll comment on it. And so you really want to give people value, to help them out. Because like for the most, like only sometimes people will follow you just because they like you as a person and like really like always stay on top of it and like interact with you and all your social media. But if you give them a little bit of value too while still being like a likable person and they enjoy your content, like they'll always come back and help and support you while you're kind of helping them as well.
And how active are you on responding to people and on which platforms?
I'll respond on YouTube to the comments. On Twitch, when I live stream, I always just talking to the chat. The chat kind of like makes the experience because I stream and like people watch me play Call of Duty while I'm just at home playing. And I would be so bored if people like didn't talk to me in chat. Like people think I stream just to entertain them, whereas like more so they're entertaining me.
It's actually
just,
fun
like,
for you too.
Yeah, because like if I didn't have anyone to talk to, I'd be bored as hell like playing.
Yeah.
Like I would just be so bored. So they're helping me out. And then like on Twitter and Instagram as well, if people like message me a question or just comment on one of my photos, I always try and reply and just show some love to them too, because they take the time out of their day to like my photos or comment, so I could take a little bit of time out of my day to do it to them.
So you do a lot of engagement yourself.
Yeah.
Then. Awesome. Is it any different as a gamer? Like you have Twitch. Is that just like YouTube, or how does that work?
Well, Twitch is like live streaming. So YouTube, you can live stream on YouTube a little bit, but it was formed and created to post videos. Like you record a video, whatever it may be. It could be like a skateboarding video, just like you record a flat video, you skateboarding, nothing, no edits. Or you can record a video you skateboarding, have like the craziest edits, make the sickest montage or whatever it may be, and upload it to YouTube. And hopefully you build an audience doing it the way
Right.
whatever you can. But it's just different sectors of YouTube too to do that in. So with like competitive gaming, sometimes it'll be like boom and like there'll be tons of people watching. Then there'll be tons of people watching like other aspects like zombies in Call of Duty or competitive or public matches in Call of Duty. So it changes every so often. But you really have to find like where you think and what you like doing and keep uploading and keep posting and stay active on that kind of topic.
So for the audience, essentially, first find something where there's an audience engaging with you, and then second, you personally do your own social media, engage with people.
Yeah, just engaging with people, because I mean, like everyone has the time. There's no one that's that busy to never just be able to reply or anything like that.
Yeah. Now, what about your daily regimen? How does it work as a gamer? What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
It's kind of different for every person, I'd say, because some people like waking up late, some people like waking up early. Personally, I prefer to wake up as early as I can, so I have like my whole day to just do whatever I want to do, and then also get like my work done as well. But I like to wake up at like anywhere from 9 to 10 a.m. I'd say, and then recently I've been getting online, just playing it, starting my stream, not even brushing my teeth or washing my face, eating food, just getting online, playing a few tournaments, and then after I like win or lose those tournaments, I'll end my stream and then get off and like go get food, go wash up, go do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I just really like to stream as much as possible, then also go to the gym. So I have to decide every day. I'm like, okay, am I gonna wake up this early and go to the gym, or am I gonna stream, or am I gonna make a YouTube video, or am I just gonna is today gonna be the day I just play straight up for like 9 hours straight and like don't do anything else? So it really just changes and really depends on what you do.
What about requirements for your team?
Yeah, with my team, I was going to say we start practicing from 4 p.m. to I'd say about 8 to 9 p.m. So 4 to 5 hours of like strict, tough practice, like going hard and really learning and trying to make yourself a better player and make your team a better team with whatever chemistry. It could be in-game tactics or communication, whatever it may be.
So there's full strategies.
Oh, yeah, there's lots of
strategies. Practicing what moves.
Yeah. You're practicing certain rotations to certain hills or certain pushes to this area of the map. There's a lot more in-depth. But I feel like that's for more like the in-depth, the episode 2 of when we do this, when I teach people how to play Call of Duty on the podcast. Yeah. But for now, it's just like very basic stuff. Like you do what you want to do, but you better be on from anywhere, I'd say from 3 to like 10 with your team practicing. And after that, you can play after. Before that, you could play before. You could do whatever you want. But I'd say probably from anywhere from 5 to 6 hours a day is like what you're practicing.
And when you guys are practicing, are you always live streaming every time you
No.
So when you wake up in the morning and you live stream, that's like
that's kind of just like for casual, like having fun. But like while I live stream, I'm playing tournaments, so it's like kind of a little bit serious.
Yeah.
And then it's like also a little bit like casual, more fun. But when I'm practicing, it's like dead serious, like no distractions from practicing, no phones, no live streaming, no people like watching you guys. Some people do stream their practices here and there, but now since Call of Duty is more like professionalized and very competitive, like you don't want people seeing your strategies and knowing your tendencies in game and stuff. So no one streams practice really much or really anymore.
So how many days a week do you practice with your team?
Every day.
Every single
Every day. Maybe like a day off here and there just if you're getting like burnt out, because obviously it's not good to just burn yourself out completely, but we're practicing for hours and hours a day. If we're not playing with our team, we're playing by ourselves and just like whatever we could do, a public match, just warming up, making sure our shot's still good, our strategy, watching like film, making sure our strategies are still on point. So you do it all day, every day.
Hard. You are doing this every single day.
Yes, every single day pretty much.
How real are the gaming glasses?
Oh, the gaming those are just more so for like blue light to like protect your eyes from the monitors, which also like TVs and other stuff, every computer monitor gives off blue light. So in the long term, that could affect you and really hurt. So that's why.
Because you're sponsored by Glassy, right?
Yeah, Glassy.
And they made the gaming glass because of you, right?
Yeah. So it's like it's actually good. Like it's helpful when you're just kind of. It's kind of like what's it called? What's that thing on your phone when it turns like a little tint of orange at a certain time?
Yeah, like
night mode.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of like that, but like at all times. Like if you're gonna be staring at a monitor for 8 hours, even if you're like working like a desk job, it's good to do that. Or if you're playing a game, it's good to do that to protect your eyes from wearing them out long term.
Man, these guys are putting in work.
Oh, yeah, I love it, dude. I love it. So I was talking to a buddy last night, Jesse K. And he was asking about the podcast today and who was going to be on it. Tell him we're interviewing Attach. He's a gamer. And in seriously 3 seconds, he goes, "Oh, wow. Oh, cool. He made $250K. Wow." Right? And I was like, how did you find that out? Like, so dude, I know like it's sensitive getting into like actual numbers, but like, can you give us a breakdown on like what you're able to really make in this space? Like from like a I don't know if you need to be broad, but I mean, I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, so there's this website called Esports Earnings where you can see everyone's earnings through like competitive esports and stuff. And I think
This is only competitive earnings.
Yeah, competitive earnings and like online tournaments, a few big online tournaments, and mostly like LAN tournaments that you actually like travel to. So that's pretty accurate. What he said, 250K, because I think I just checked a little bit ago, and over the past like 3-4 years, I say that's what I made from like tournaments. And then, but there's a lot of stuff. Like there's players, like I want to say like Nate Shot and Scum.
Do we know who's like the top of the?
Oh, the
like
top.
Who's the P-Rod of skating and in gaming from like
In gaming, I don't know who like is in gaming, but I know they probably definitely made a few million off of it. The highest earning Call of Duty player is like Optic Karma. He's made like 600,000 so far, and I think he's been going to tournaments since like Call of Duty Black Ops 1, which is in like 2011 actually, 2011. And so like there's people who've been around for a long time going to these tournaments and like really competing and earning money. So over the years it just adds up.
So you're 21 and doing really good.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing
That's
pretty good
awesome.
just for playing some video games. But there's like a bunch of different ways you can earn money. Like you could obviously go through tournaments, and then like your organization will pay you like a salary per month, and that's probably like your stable money that you get like for sure.
Yeah.
And then also if your YouTube and Twitch is huge, like you can do that. Like I wanted to say 2 names, Nate Shaw and Scump, who are on like Optic. They were on Optic, both of them, but Scump's still there. Nate Shaw's kind of doing his own thing now. But they had like the biggest followings back in like Black Ops 2, and they would stream and upload YouTube videos every day, and they would make tons of money doing it. And they were just like had the biggest followings, and like they would get the most interactions like on social medias and stuff like that. So like they kind of just like pioneered competitive Call of Duty on YouTube and Twitch. So that's why people, when they think of like competitive Call of Duty, they would go watch them and check them out. So it's just kind of like it's all differentiates what you can make. Because if you can get big on Twitch or YouTube, you can make tons of money. But if you could make like, or just be like a professional player, you're making like still pretty decent money, enough to live and like live pretty comfortable if you're placing high at these tournaments, like top 4 throughout the year.
And how was that transition from being an amateur to going to making that type of money? Was it like nothing and then you started making a lot of money, or did it?
Yeah, literally.
It kind of changed quickly.
I forgot what it was. I think it was before I won that Call of Duty tournament, that's Call of Duty Championships in 2015, the big one, the $1 million tournament. I think I had like $2,000 earned, and so then after I won that tournament, total. So I just went pro like a few months back. So like I had like a few thousand earned, but before that I would like make some money at home playing online tournaments. Yeah. Make some money at, like local tournaments. So I had like a little bit of money for like lunch at school and stuff. But then when I won that big one, it was like I really didn't even know. It took me like a whole year to like actually realize like what I did. So I like won that tournament, and I was like, oh crap! Like I have like $100,000, but obviously like taxes and stuff like that. Don't even want to get into that. But yeah, it was just crazy to think like now it's like real money.
Yeah.
And then kind of like growing up and being out of school and like being on my own sometimes, and living with my parents, like finding the idea of money and how money actually works is like
and
crazy.
It sounds like
they
really supported you through this.
Oh yeah, my parents were like awesome, just always like supporting me, taking me to tournaments, and just always supporting me flying to tournaments, and just watching all the tournaments and keeping updated on all the stuff. And now they know Call of Duty, like they could definitely go pro just from all the tournaments they watch.
So who helped you with like your? I mean, dude, you're 21, you're self-employed, right?
Yeah,
So
I think so. Yeah.
So you're being introduced to basically making money and having to be responsible for paying your taxes, right? They're not taken out of your checks, right? Who helped you go through that? I mean, that was a major transition for me. It was going, wait a minute, I don't get to keep this, right? And especially you going from like making a significant amount so young. How was that process?
It was definitely, my dad definitely helped me a lot with that stuff, because I would not want to get arrested and for like tax fraud, tax evasion or whatever. Yeah. So he's always on top of that, making sure all my stuff is paid for, whatever I'm buying on my credit cards or anything. And then with taxes, because if I was 18, when I was 18, I had no idea. Honestly, I'm 21. I still have no idea what I would do. I'd just Google some like a tax accountant or whatever to help me out. But my parents were taking care of me with that, so I was always in good hands and like safe and never really in too much trouble with like the taxes and stuff. Yeah. Besides one time, I actually got a letter from the IRS because I made a PayPal, and I was like I forgot what I was making, just like some money on PayPal, and my name was Ya Boy attached instead of my real name, Dillon Price. So they couldn't like get my tax form ID, or like they couldn't like really tax me because your boy attached isn't a real person. So I had to change that, and that was kind of scary. I was like, oh god, I got to change this ASAP.
Already in trouble with the tax man. So where's it going? What's the future look like?
Just keep competing, keep growing the brand, and then obviously try and branch out and do different things. Like I guess my collaboration with Glassy, where we made it sunglasses, then maybe doing some more attached apparel. I already have some, but doing some more, maybe creating my own kind of store and apparel and stuff like that, and then just branching out to whatever I can. Just if maybe I'll be in a movie, like do a movie, but for now it's just like competing and just doing my thing and just kind of just living my life, going to these tournaments, recording videos on YouTube, live streams every day, and just enjoying Call of Duty and traveling, having fun.
Awesome, man. Is there anything else you want to add in, Mikey? That gave us a really good glimpse of gaming, and it sounds like you've done an amazing job at coming up through the ranks. And yeah, thanks. Thank you for being here. Anything else you want to add in?
No, we're stoked for you, man. It's so cool to watch that happen and that kind of progression into something professional.
Yeah.
I mean,
cool.
we had no idea. I've known you for about, I think, a month now, if that. And
I almost didn't want to do research on you because I kind of wanted to like naturally
just experience it and be like, what the hell, this is all real?
So
like,
I knew it was, I mean, dude, I mean, when you're filling out stadiums to watch people play games, it's becoming massive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like we have trouble selling out stadiums. Like all the street league, I mean, it's hard. It's not easy to do that. It looks like you guys are like overflowing. Yeah,
it's like with all the esports, it's just insane. Like this, like especially like Counter-Strike has had tournaments like the Oracle Arena, the Barclays Center, like
crazy
big arenas, and like sold them out. So like it's just crazy the growth that we've already seen for esports and where like the direction it's going. Like everyone knows video games. Mostly everyone's played video games. So I just feel like it's never going to stop growing no matter what happens.
So how can people reach you? Do you want to plug your Instagrams? What's the best way to connect with you?
What's the best way?
The best way is just Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. It's just all attached. ATTACH. Just tweet me there. And then also FaZe Clan. They're also awesome. So I'm sure most people, if you're into YouTube and stuff, you've probably heard of them a little bit. But just attach, FaZe Clan, all that stuff, and that's where I'll be.
So just attach. All right, Dillon, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Much appreciated. We learned a lot about gaming today. You've had an awesome career. We're going to close it out, avniintelligence.com. Again, helping entrepreneurs and influencers find and do the work that they want to do. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks, buddy.
Peace out. Thank you.
All right.